asking him to stop sex trafficking and African crime on African assassination sin in the congregation.
All right, we made it back.
We did. Welcome back, Eminem 2.0. Welcome to the Matrix.
Hey, and we ended talking about senior coders. So I'm going to let you brought that buddy out.
Yeah, I did, and I
Tell
will
me
let him
what
lead
that's
me to
about.
a very important date.
Okay.
So I look at Nicodemus,
Okay.
and oftentimes that story is looked at and given a negative connotation.
Right.
I think Jesus is talking about the same thing we were talking about.
Okay,
You've got these hardline old school coders,
okay,
and they just say, hey, this is the way we've been doing it.
right,
This is the way it should be done.
right,
You know, we've been doing this for a long time.
right. I've been in
We
the
code, we code, I put my 213 lines of code in there, I flip that screen around and bam, there it is.
Right.
It's gorgeous, it's beautiful.
way. Okay,
And all of a sudden, Jesus gives him this window
okay,
into a whole nother stratosphere, and Nicodemus goes, what?
yeah, exactly.
And I think Jesus, his response is that, Nicodemus, you should understand this.
Right.
You should have this
Mhm.
already put in. This shouldn't take too long for
Right.
me to get this to you.
Right.
You're a senior coder.
Right.
And so I look around and I honestly and truly believe, Nicodemus was, Bible tells us he's one of those secret followers of Jesus.
Right.
And,
Exactly.
I wholeheartedly believe that Nicodemus became a beacon for the gospel of Jesus
Mhm.
Christ. And now many of us follow in, his footsteps. And as we've come up and we've grown in the body of Christ,
Mhm.
we've, some of us become, apostles and prophets and teachers and pastors and,
Right.
and evangelists. Some of us just, we're that Sunday school teacher.
Right. Exactly.
And, we grow. You look down on the Sunday school teacher, but Moody University,
Right.
one of the foremost biblical theology seminaries in
Yes.
our country, Moody was saved by his Sunday school teacher.
Amen.
So you can't say that anything you do as a senior coder is too little or it's too great.
Right.
But what I'm seeing right now is a frustration
Okay.
with our senior coders. And we talked about it a little bit because they're getting all of these things downloaded.
Okay.
They're getting these updates downloaded.
Okay.
And now what they're used to seeing on their phone, you get that update on your phone.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, all your apps, the shapes change. They
Right.
change spaces.
Right.
Your browser doesn't look the same and
Right.
everything. And you say to yourself, I don't want this garbage.
Right. I want what I used
What
to
I
have.
used to, in other words, you're Egypt. You
Mhm.
want to go back to Egypt, in
Okay.
other words. Okay, maybe they're trying to tell you, hey, this code lets you do this.
Right.
This update lets you do this.
Right.
It's going to move faster on this. And you're just like, but in Egypt, we had melon.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously, you're killing me.
Right.
So, our senior coders, you're downloading all of this information.
Right.
There's a frustration there
Right.
because we have people that want to
Go
tell you to
back.
take your code back.
Exactly.
Take it, give me my ball.
Right.
Take your code.
Right.
And go home.
Right.
And our churches are getting empty. We got these club churches. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not here to talk about them. But you got fake Shekinah
Right.
going all over the place.
Smoke.
It's smoke for everybody.
Okay.
It's not Jesus' smoke, but smoke
Okay.
for everybody. And these places are being full. There's no coding happening. No real coding.
Entertainment.
It's only entertainment.
Okay.
It gives you what you want.
Makes you feel good.
Makes you feel good.
Lets
Doesn't give you
jump
what you
around
need.
a little bit.
It does. And, everything's about emotion. Everything's about
Right.
feeling. But there's no hard programming
Right.
happening in the background.
Transformation.
There is no, you can't have transformation without there being hard coding in the background.
Right.
We understand this from the computer. If you want something to change on the outside, you have to change it on the inside.
Amen.
So, we got this pandemic. We got people leaving our churches. They're turning their programs back in because they don't want to use it. They don't like what's downloaded. It's
Right.
new,
Right.
and they just want to go back to Egypt.
Right. Right.
What is your word? What is your recommendation for those senior coders? They're in this Nicodemus position where they're just
Right.
like, what?
Yeah. And the thing is, listen, we cannot, and this is the thing we have to understand as people who God has called to teach and to preach the word. We cannot compromise the gospel. And the one thing we really somewhere have to get a revelation of, we don't have to help the gospel. All we need to do is preach the gospel. You know, think about this. You go witness to somebody and that person gets saved. And you're clapping your hands. I went out today and I shared the gospel and somebody got saved. But guess what?
Amen.
You don't even know if you were the one
So
who
when you
planned
see
it.
me up in heaven, ain't no accident. I'm asking him to stop sex trafficking and African crime on African assassination, sin in the